This is like the same thing that had happened back in 2020. It was the election, it was a C word. There was a lot going on with police brutality and just within the Black community. All of a sudden, it's like, we're all the Black owned this, we're the Black owned that. I want to support the Black owned, like Black owned, Black owned, Black owned, Black owned businesses, Blackity Black. I am immensely grateful for everything that has happened to me, especially during that year for my business. It was an amazing year. So far, that is the most that I've ever made in my business was the year of 2020, which is crazy to even think about. I did notice like a shift, right? And the shift primarily happened within the next year. And I was just thinking to myself, I was also like talking to my boyfriend, like, babe, I don't know what's going on with my business. I don't know if I need to, I kept talking about a rebrand. I always thought I would just have to do this rebrand. And I was rebranding some things when it comes to like my jars or like my labels or just like my overall aesthetic. Like, dang, do I need to change up the look and the feel? I remember people telling me that, like, you know, maybe you shouldn't do the black and white color anymore. Maybe you should do some more like rich colors or some more vibrant colors. I'm thinking, like, I just had so many different outsources trying to tell me what to do and how to run my business that I literally was going crazy at the time. I had went on Twitter back in 2020 and I think I did. In a few of my tweets, I would make it known that I was like, you know, a Black owned business as well. And there were a few celebrities who were looking for specifically for Black owned things. And in this case, Karrueche Tran, she was looking for something. Or specifically, she was looking for Black owned candles. So I pitched to her, told her what scent that I think she would love, and she bought. Amazing. I am so grateful for that. Like, that is, honestly, so far, that has been like the highlight of my career. Like, because I started off at the very top. And I know a lot of business owners don't really go through this. They don't start off at the top. They start off at the bottom and then they work their way up. And working their way up can take years on top of years on top of years. But when it happened to me, I was just like, okay, God, like, we got to keep up the momentum. We got to keep the people, you know, on their toes. We gotta make it worthwhile. But I think as I started to progress and I started to see the drop off of people, of customers, I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, what is going on? Is it me? Am I the problem? But what I learned is that the people just weren't my target audience. Now bear with me. I can count on probably 2 hands, maybe even 3, from the people who have supported me back then of my business when I first started in 2020 to the ones who actively support me now. It's very seldom. And I know I've run across so many different customers. And like I said, I'm so very thankful for everyone and all of them. But in a way, I think that kind of hurt me. Hear me out. So when I was trying to figure out, is it me? What's going on? Why can't I reach my customers anymore? Why aren't they buying? Is it my products? Like, what is not clicking? And what I come to find out is that people were just trying to ride the wave. They were riding the wave of figuring out who was Black owned, riding the wave because it was something trending, riding the wave because it was the ally thing to do. In hindsight, looking back at it, like, it's crazy. Like, this literally just hit me within the past week because of the election and everything, and it just brought up so many different memories. But like, looking back on it, that kind of ruined me as far as analytics, as far as metrics, as far as target audience and all that. So I just say all of this to say is that be very careful where you are advertising yourselves, right? It might be good for right now because it's trending, because it makes sense, because people they're wanting to support Black owned. They want to do this for you. They want to do it right now. But if you are someone who wants to maintain and sustain in your business and have longevity and growth, you need to be thinking about, okay, what is my life gonna look like even just a year from now with my business? What is that gonna look like? And then what is 5 years gonna look like? Like, are these gonna be the same customers that support me from day one? Or are they just gonna be my customers who support me because they saw that I was Black owned and they're like, you know what? The election, everything just happened, and you know what I'm saying? We gotta support our Black people. But my thing is this, us small business owners, like, yes, us being Black owned, that is just the cherry on top. But I feel like we need to be supported year round. Year round. Not because it's something that's trending, not because it's something that is something bad is about to happen. Like, why does it always have to be when rude? Why does it always have to be when something bad happens, that everyone wants to lend out a helping hand or help the Black owned businesses or help the Black owned women owned businesses. And like I said, that is the cherry on top. Being a Black owned business, that's a cherry on top. But also when you are supporting these brands, think about it like, I want to support them year round. I don't want to support them when it's just something that's trending, because like I said, I was going crazy at one point trying to figure out like, why the hell my metrics were so messed up. And my boyfriend was just saying like, you know, it's probably because like, you know, the stimulus checks and everybody had extra money to spend and blase. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. But in my head, I'm like, Louis Vuitton never, you know what I'm saying? Like, not that I know like their analytics or anything, or, you know, but I'm just like, Louis Vuitton's still in business. Givenchy is still in business. Versace still in business. Bath and Body Works is still in business. Like, people are still spending money. You know what I'm saying? So like, what happened? And what I realized is that half those people who were wanting to support me because I was Black owned, Black owned this, is because just that. And then that was their thing for the year or for the month or whatever it may be. And they're like, you know what? I did my thing. I bought from Taylor Candle & Co. I supported Black owned business. You can't say that I never did it, because I did it once. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, while I am, like I said, eternally grateful for that, because I experienced so many different highs within that first year that I often think about, like, God, like, was that supposed to happen? Like, you know, and you're not supposed to really question what he does, but I still had a lot of things in my mind. It's just like, I know a lot of people don't get to experience that. And I was also like in my head, like, is this supposed to be happening to me right now in this moment? Is this good? Like, God, should I, like, do I feel like, I just didn't feel like I was worthy of it at the time, even then, because it was just so much going on. It was happening so freaking fast. And I think as I matured in my business, like I said, I'll be 5 in April 1st, and there's just so much that I have been thinking about. And now with just knowing my target audience and my customers, and looking back, like, if you ask me now, if I would go on a thread right now and be like, hey, if you're looking for Black owned, like, I really wouldn't do that. Because yes, you can see that I'm Black owned, for one, and for two, that shouldn't be the #1 like thing that you look for in a business. Like, yes, that is a plus, but also it's just like, make it genuine. Like, genuinely just support Black owned businesses without all the extra fluff. It doesn't need to be a trending topic. It doesn't need to be because something bad or something wrong or something terrible is going on in the world, or in the US for that matter, to be able to want to support Black. We should be able to circulate these Black owned dollars every time, no matter the season or the reason. So if you're a Black owned business, if you're a small Black owned business, big, whatever the case may be, just really think about this. Really keep that in mind. Because I know for me, it definitely messed up a lot of my analytics. And at one point, I couldn't even get people to open my emails. But then now I understand. It's like, because they weren't my target audience. They were never really interested. They were just doing it because it was trending. And it was a trending thing to do. But that's what happens when you run a business, and you figure things out, and you go through the motions, and you figure out what systems are in place, and you try to workshop a lot of things. That's what I've come up with. 2020 was an amazing year for me business-wise, but personally, I was definitely going through it. My mom was diagnosed with cancer. I was flying back and forth from Arizona to Michigan to make sure she was good. By the grace of God, she is cancer-free. A lot of people were, you know, have extra spending money. A lot of people were like, let me buy Black owned. It was just so much. Like, the year literally was a blur. I think I still have like trauma and PTSD from that year, because just so much happened. Like, so many good things and so many bad things. But I do remember looking at my sales report. I think it really hit when I was on Shopify and I went to go pull. So like, you know, if you know business owners, when you do your taxes, you can only pull from Shopify if you hit a certain amount of money. So once that first year was like 40 something, that second year and it went like what, 20? And then that third year, I'm like, hold on. I couldn't even pull my 1099. So I'm just like, what is going on? Like, is it me? Am I the problem? Do I need to fix some stuff up? But no, I just needed to rework my target audience. The people from 2020 were not my target audience. And I understand that I got a lot of people from that. But I thank God that I'm able to just have wisdom and to understand that. And I feel like that's just being a business owner in itself. Like, you have to have wisdom to figure out, like, okay, that didn't work and that's okay. What are you doing? Like, that didn't work and that's okay. But I knew back then too, I'm like, I'm not gonna rack my brain on trying to figure out what it is. But now, as I've gotten older and more mature, more wise in my business, I know what it is. I know what it is. And right now, in this very moment, I am so much more, not saying that I wasn't confident back then with like my candles and stuff, but like now just mentally, I'm so much more confident and wiser in just how I go about doing things in my business. Like, I was doing it back then, like, okay, if it sticks, it sticks. We might have to try something, you know what I'm saying? But like now I'm very yes and no and firm and standing my ground when it comes to my business. And I think that's something that you should be, if you haven't already thought about, like, you should definitely workshop those things, like your non-negotiables when it comes to your business. And at the end of the day, people will see your hard work. They will see your hard work. And I want people to, yes, like I said, being a Black-owned business, that baby, that's just a cherry on the top. But I want people to just genuinely support and just give that support within the Black community. It's not that hard. It's not. But I digress. Maybe I used the wrong word. I don't know. Anyways, just be very careful. Be very careful. Be very intentional, because not all company is good company. From someone who has literally seen the highs of the highs and the lows and the lows literally within less than 5 years. So if you are someone who has been doing a lot of public, like pubbing on Threads or X, and just, you know, I'm Black owned, I'm Black owned, I'm Black. Yes, you're Black owned, but what else? What's your why? What problems can you solve for someone else? Show us your products, show us your services, brag about yourself, you know? And I pray that organically you attract the right customers and the right crowd and the right target audience, because you deserve it. All right, rant over. Right, Kobe? Kobe said rant over.